Hey everyone, it's me, Peter at Paradise, and today's video is going to be rat cage don'ts. So my first don't is don't pick a cage that is too low for rats. Rats need to climb. Climbing is such a natural instinct for rats, and it's important that it's provided in their cage. Even if your rats aren't completely into climbing, they should always have that option. The next don't also leads on from my first one. Don't pick a cage that is stated for both hamsters and rats, as this cage will most likely be too low, seeing as it's suited for hamsters as well. If it has hamster stated on a cage, it's most likely going to be quite low, because hamsters can't manage height as well as rats can, nor have the balance like rats do. This is mainly due to the tail. Rats use their long tails to maintain good balance, whereas hamsters have very short little tails, and in result do not maintain a good balance. Rats also, in general, are just better climbers, and you can never go too tall with rats because they are such excellent climbers and they love height. They can manage it very, very well. And this doesn't just go for hamsters, this goes for all ground-based animals like gerbils, guinea pigs, rabbits, etc. So make sure, whenever picking a cage, it doesn't have any ground animals stated, as it's most likely going to be too low. If it was a cage stated for day goose and chinchillas, then that's absolutely fine, as they too are climbers, so most likely it's going to be quite high and therefore suitable for rats. My third don't is don't house rats in tanks or any solid-sided cages that aren't completely ventilated all round. So anything like tanks, detolfs, terrariums, bin cages, anything of that sort, you should just avoid. Rats need a cage with good ventilation, and this must be provided all round. It's not enough just to have a mesh lid or on the side, there needs to be airflow circulating everywhere. The reason why is because rats have a slight odour to their urine, and it's very easy to be breathed in, and if they're not in a well ventilated cage, then that can damage their respiratory systems. Along with that, they also have really sensitive respiratory systems, so it's very easy to damage them, which is why you have to be careful when it comes to ventilation. And not just for ventilation, they also need to be able to climb, and if you house them in a cage with either glass or plastic sides, or any kind of solid sides, they will not provide this, so your rats won't get to climb. My fourth don't is if you ever pick a cage that has wire flooring, definitely do not avoid covering that floor. It's vital for their feet. Without any padding or covering, if they're constantly living on wire, over time that can cause them to get sores and bumps on their feet, otherwise known as bumblefoot. It's not just the wire itself that can cause harm as well, but it's actually the bacteria that the wire floor traps, and in result it's the bacteria on the bars that can also cause infections like bumblefoot. So please keep that in mind if you're going to buy a cage that has wire flooring or levels. Just make sure to line those with either fleece, you can even use puppy pads, and that should protect the rat's feet. And my fifth don't tip is don't avoid meshing bars that are over ½ an inch spacing. It's really advised not to go any bigger than this for the safety of your rats. Baby rats especially can easily escape through those bars if they're not meshed. So if you do house your rats in a cage of this spacing, be sure to mesh those bars, and that should ensure your rats stay in the cage. So that's the video, and they are my don't tips when it comes to a rat cage. Hope you enjoyed and found this very helpful. If you're a new subscriber and aren't yet aware, my two rats, Cookie and Sugar, did sadly pass a few years ago, but I'm always here to help with rats, so don't ever hesitate to ask a question. And if you have any other rat suggestions that don't involve the filming of rats, then let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. For now, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye!